Macklin Celebrini. Boiler, just say what you just said kind of as we were watching that highlight package there.
Oh, he's going to be a superstar. Yeah. He's going to have a big year, and I'm excited to watch this team play hockey next year.
Super exciting. Macklin Celebrini and what he did in his rookie campaign for the San Jose Sharks. You can see 63 points and already one of those guys that already had a breakout season in the National Hockey League. So we're going to take a look at some of the other guys that this might be their breakout season coming up. Rupper, who do you have? Rutger McGroarty in Pittsburgh. Why do you think this might be a year for him to kind of take that next step?
So I like what I saw for him at the end of this past season when he got to Pittsburgh. He's a big body, plays a hard game, goes to the areas of the ice that are generally young players don't thrive in. He does. And here's the bigger thing. I think he's going to get every opportunity to play with Sidney Crosby and maybe Brian Rust on that top line, whether or not Brian Rust is there still, or if it's Ricardo Keller, whomever. He's going to get looks that kids coming in this league would die for, right? He's going to play with 87. So I think he's got all the elements to be really breaking out here for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they've been waiting for a player like this in their system for quite some time.
All right, you're getting jiggy with it out west, San Jose. Why are you taking Will Smith for you?
Well, you know, you just watching his trajectory. I got to see Will Smith. Obviously, it's no secret. He was at BC, but he had a different start to his career than a Macklin Celebrini, right? He obviously wasn't quite as seamless for him, but I loved his second half. And he just looked more and more confident. And seeing him up close skate in summer skates just around the rinks, and whether it be in Foxborough or Braintree, I've seen him out there. The skill level is ridiculous. Things he can do that you wouldn't even think of doing. You know, his speed, his strength, all these things, he's getting better. He's adapting. He's understanding what's expected. And he's going to have a big jump, I think, a big breakout year, just with all that talent he has.
30 in his last 34 games. That's pretty. That's figuring it out.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? Good second half.
And I just love seeing the relationship that he has with Macklin Celebrini, Tyler Toffoli out there on Instagram. Such good stuff. All right, how about breakout player as far as defensemen go? You have a youngster for the Minnesota Wild who was thrown right into the playoff fire last year, Z Bouillon.
Yeah, Bouillon, he came out in the playoffs there, and that's a tough spot to be in, especially playing the defense position. It's just so much riding on it. And he played, and he was out of the lineup, but I think that's going to really help him in his offseason to mentally and physically prepare for this season. He's going to get opportunities. Listen, there's a great chance he's going to be manning this power play. And you got Kirill Kaprizov out there. I mean, he's going to get some points on that power play, which should allow him to stick his chest out and be confident, hey, I'm here. And he's going to work on his game, and he's got great skating ability. So I expect big things out of him.
How about you, Boiler? Youngster out west, LA Kings. Who do you have on the back end?
Yeah, Brant Clark, I think, is just their positioned their defense. They've moved some guys around, didn't re-sign Gavrikov. You know, I think the trade with Spence going to Ottawa, it just opens up a spot for him where now he's going to get a lot of looks. He doesn't have to be looking over his shoulder every other game or wonder if he's going to be taken out of the lineup. There's a lot of talent there. You know, in the defense, it takes a few years. Some say 300 games in the league, but there's going to be more emphasis on what he can do offensively the older Drew Doughty gets. They need offense from the back end, and he can provide that. He's gifted. He can skate, and he can play offensively for this club, and I think just his leash is going to get a little bit longer. He has to meet the LA Kings halfway and earn their trust in a lot of ways, but they're going to need him because of the moves they've made and who has left that back end. They're going to need him and count on him for a lot more.
For some of these young guys to take that next step, what do you think is more important? What's a more important piece of the puzzle? Is it opportunity or is it confidence?
Oh,
or both?
I think it's both, but both, they work hand in hand. And I think the biggest thing for any young player, especially these, even the superstars, depending on what team you're on. I mean, if you're on a team that's in a rebuild, complete rebuild, you might have a longer leash, like Brian was talking about, where you can make more mistakes. If you're on a contender or you're on a team that's doing everything they can to make the playoffs.
In the playoffs, right?
Yeah,
like hey, we can't live with these mistakes at this point.
Yeah, right now we can't. We got to learn from them, but maybe take it back a little bit. I think that a lot of that depends on where you're at, but also earning the trust of the coach. I think if there's one opinion I think that every young player should take to heart is just what can I do to earn more trust? More trust equals more opportunity, more minutes, and now you can get to your game and you can do your thing. So I think the biggest thing is just all those little intangibles and let your game come to you.
100%. Earn the coach's trust. When he's looking down at the bench, who does he know I can put out there and nothing bad is going to happen. And that's how you get your foot in the door in the league.
All right, a lot of youngsters poised for a big season coming up in the National Hockey League.